Yes, guys, Jahari again. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about messaging that converts. So, great to see you guys. The reason why messaging is so important is because now, after understanding the niche I'm in, the market research for that niche, which can build up to my offer, exactly who my customer avatar is, old me, 2 steps ago. And now we need to learn messaging because this helps us speak to the right people clearly, calmly, and honesty in a way that they know that we get them, right? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about what I've learned, what I've built, and exactly the step-by-step procedure, how I'm breaking messaging down, how I feel about this all, my personal reflections on it, the next step, and my invitation to you. Why messaging matters, right? This is a worksheet about clarity in communication. I just want to highlight this quickly is messaging is probably the most important thing that you can do, especially when it comes to content, especially when it comes to how you deliver your coaching program or your course or anything like that. Because if the person can't relate and if you're not talking the same language, they're going to go off. Period. So, like I said, this worksheet is about clarity in communication, right? It's not clever copy, it's not hype, it's not sounding impressive, it's not trying to manipulate. Messaging is simply how I explain who I help, what they're going through, where I can help take them, and why my approach feels safe and simple. So, this is the most important worksheet that I've done so far. I'm going to highlight that. And if messaging is unclear, then even the best of offers won't land. So, what I've learned from doing this worksheet. So, I've learned that my market isn't about asking for tools, they're asking for genuine direction, right? So, at a first glance, it looks like people want score strategies, it looks like they want YouTube tactics, funnel systems, other systems, automations. But then after reading the real questions inside the school communities, especially Max Person's one, I realized that what they're actually asking is help me decide what to do next. Help me simplify this exact formula, this exact strategy. Help me move forward with confidence. I struggle online. I struggle to record myself. Right. School and YouTube are just the vehicles. They're not the headlines. So my realization number two is overwhelm comes from poor sequencing. That's all it is. Most people didn't fail because they didn't try. They genuinely failed because either they started too early or they skipped foundational steps that lead to clarity ahead, or they followed too many opinions at once. So my messaging now needs to promise sequence and not speed. That makes sense because it's more of all these courses teach you how to do X, Y, and Z, but they never teach you how to just get started. Which leads me on to identity is the real conversion lever, right? So again, they fear being seen, choosing wrong, pretending to be an expert, or just selling inauthentically. These are identity problems, not skill problems. They already have the skills. So when I speak to how they feel, their trust is now built instantly. And it's about getting connection. Okay. And finding connection online is harder, which is why, because we're not in person, which is why we need to have like really great messaging behind what we're saying, real truth, real intent, right? Real presence behind what we're saying. So, what I built, and here are all the best snapshots that I've taken from my messaging worksheet. So, who I am targeting, right? The message that I'm trying to get out there is to purpose driven beginners who want to turn their knowledge, their life experience, or passions into a real coaching offer using YouTube and school communities without overwhelm, right? But this is not a teach school and YouTube kind of message. This is I help people cut through all the BS, the noise, and move forward simply, right? So, at this very point, their current situation, the patterns I've noticed anyway, are there's too many ideas, there's no direction, there's so much overwhelm, which leads to stored action and then internally self doubt. So, the common situations are exploring multiple niches at once that they're generally not aligned with. I'll highlight that, which which is why fear of picking the wrong niche is such a big thing for so many people. In fact, if you go on YouTube now, anything to do with niche is just trending, right? But I say create a mission over a niche. Your mission is way more important than your niche, okay? You are the niche, but there's so many people that can relate to you. So that's what I've come to know, right? Another thing, they've started too early and now they're confused. Um, they've opened a school community without clarity. That was me as well. Um, they've consumed way too many courses with no implementation, right? And the fear of visibility and judgment. There's also a lot of financial pressure causing them to just rush decisions, rush content, rush the way they're creating their courses, right? There's some traction in it, but there's no real system. So because of this, they just don't trust their decision making yet, which is super understandable. So their desired outcome, what they actually want, is they want clarity. They want clarity on what matters right now. They want a simple, repeatable system that they can trust. They want proof that they're not wasting their time, that the coach is actually doing what they said they can do. They want their first paying clients. They want confidence and identity alignment. They want a sustainable freedom type business with no burnout or hype. The transformation they really want is to go from overwhelmed and unsure to clear, confident, and taking consistent action. And their real language comes from real people. This is validation inside the free school communities that people are literally asking for. They're saying, what should I focus on right now? Did I start too early on this? Now, how do I pivot without burning out and burning everything down? Should I finish the whole course or just what I need? What matters more at the beginning? Quality or quantity? How long until I see the results? Right, this confirms that the problem isn't effort, it's just a misdirection. So now that we're speaking their language, so their language is, and what they're familiar is, they recognize DFY, which is done for you, done with you, and do it yourself. Then you have stuff like niche, offers, systems, high ticket, low ticket, content, monetization, funnels, and systems, even though they hate them. Their emotional language of how they respond well is, what do I focus on now? Am I doing this in the right order? I don't feel ready yet. I'm not an expert. I don't want to look stupid. I want something simple. I feel called to more. So this is where my messaging wins, and this has allowed me to help me now create a better messaging formula. And this is the massive shift. So the old positioning was originally I teach school and YouTube. Now it's I help cut through the noise and choose the right path and execute it simply. School and YouTube are just the tools. Clarity and confidence are the product. So my final message that I've locked in is I help purpose-driven entrepreneurs turn their knowledge and story into online coaching business on school with clarity, confidence, using simple and guided systems without any overthinking, any burnout, or pretending to be an expert. So now at this very stage, I can now put this into my YouTube bio, into my school about page, into my coaching programs and free courses, use it for content hooks on long form or short form on YouTube, Instagram. So yeah, now I've got my messaging locked in. How do I feel? So my personal reflection and what this worksheet gave me was I now have a clear niche. I know how to speak the real language from real people. A message I can confidently repeat with, no hesitation, with no misguidance. And there's massive alignment between who I help and how I help. So now I'm starting to see exactly who it is that I'm supposed to help, which is clearly beginners, and what they need and how I can help. So because now I don't feel like I need to convince anyone, I don't feel like I need to chase people. I'm just speaking to who already feels this pain, right? So once again, if the messaging isn't about shouting louder, it's about being understood faster. So now that I've got my messaging, we have done niche, we have done market research, we have done customer avatar, we have done messaging. If I've missed anything else. And this really sets up for the next stage, which is how to monetize this. So in the next step, is to use this type of sequence and fit it into an offer that converts. So this will align all content hooks to this message. This filters ideas through this positioning and removes anything that adds noise. It also builds the offer around sequence and safety, and this becomes the spine of everything I build next. So, once again, guys, if you can resonate with this video, if this message sounds like it was actually written for you, this is not by accident, because I'm building this publicly inside my free school community called Kingdom Coaching. Please, guys, have a look. There's no pressure, there's no hype. All you'll be getting is just clarity, support, and a simple next steps. And like I said, I'm in the middle of building a free course as well. So if you want to follow along, just ask questions, and you'll also get one-to-one direct access with me, or you can build it at your own pace. But like I said, you are genuinely welcome to join. I'm trying to build up a tribe of like-minded individuals who have felt or feel just like what I said, because this was me. So if that's you and you're like, gosh, I really want to level up, like I want to take my ideas to the next level, then guys, come and join. And all that is I help ultra. So here is my messaging from this video. I can confidently say I help purpose-driven entrepreneurs turn their knowledge and passions into their first paying client using the Learn, Build, Teach system with school and YouTube. So at the time of this recording, this very video will go into my full journey documented on here where I missed nothing out. In the process of that, I'm also building a free school course powered by the Learn, Build, Teach system, which creates success. These are the key foundations for success. So also within Zero to Clients, we have one-to-one private coaching where if you really you want guided implementation where I can walk with you every single step of the way and do it with you, not talk at you, then you can also opt in for one-to-one coaching with me. So, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. And yeah, if you like this kind of content, follow my YouTube channel and get locked in to the updates. Sorry, turn your notification button on now as well. If you like this content, if you can resonate with this content, and if you also want to build with me on my journey, then please subscribe. So yeah, my name's Jahari. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless. Ciao.